Change the Mascot of the Washington NFL franchise has grown into a movement. For that, I want to thank the United Nations, the National Congress on American Indians, for their tremendous leadership. Native Americans and their leaders have been calling for an end to this racial slur as a team name for decades. Now, a broad coalition before you today, civil rights organizations, religious leaders, prominent journalists, and public officials, they're all adding their voices. On Sunday, November 2nd, the Washington football team will be in the Twin Cities to play the Vikings. Dan Snyder's racist mascot hits a very raw nerve in Minnesota. My state is the home to 11 proud tribal nations, and our state also struggles with a tragic history. The federal government of the 19th century campaigned to eradicate Native Americans, in other words, to commit genocide. It was raged right in Minnesota, as it was in other parts of our country. This is an ad over here from the Winona newspaper, Minnesota's Daily Republican, dated September 24, 1863. It promotes a financial reward for the murder of Native American men, women, and children. Just think about what it says. I'm going to quote. The state reward for dead Indians has been increased to $200 for every redskin sent to purgatory. The sum is more than the dead bodies of all the Indians of the Red River are worth. End of quote. There is a direct historical connection between this vile hate speech used 150 years ago to promote the killing of Native Americans for profit and the 21st century dehumanizing racial slur that the NFL profits from today. 3 months ago, I wrote to Ziggy Wolf, the owner of the Minnesota Vikings, urging him to speak out in favor of changing the mascot. My letter to Mr. Wolf has been met with silence. Since denial and refusal to confront harmful behavior seems to be the pattern for the National Football League and its team owners. For years, the NFL denied that playing football was the cause of debilitating brain injuries among scores of former players. Far too long, violence against women committed by NFL players was dismissed or minimized by the league. The same denial is seen when the NFL and team owners continue to use and support a racial slur that is degrading and dehumanizing to our Native American brothers and sisters. It is clear from their actions that this disturbing pattern of denial, the NFL values profits over people. The NFL profits are more important to them than the well-being of former NFL players. NFL profits are more important than the wives, girlfriends, and partners, and children of NFL players who have been beaten or abused. The profit sharing by NFL team owners from a vile racial slur that dehumanizes, demeans, and degrades millions of our fellow citizens is more important than standing with Native Americans who are demanding the respect and dignity they deserve. The American people know actions which bully and harm or dehumanize others is simply not acceptable. The American people know that hate speech is wrong. The NFL can no longer deny that what Dan Snyder's mascot is and name is hate speech. In a nation that continues to struggle against racism and discrimination, it can only be money that motivates the NFL to defend a slur that harkens back to the darkest days when a white man could get paid for hunting down and murdering an Indian in cold blood for money. This team name is a reminder of that brutal violence. There is a solution. Change the name. The NFL's culture of silence must be confronted and it must be stopped. It is time for the 31 NFL team owners to speak out, to change the name, to change the mascot. It is time for the 31 NFL team owners to reject the use of a derogatory, hateful name. Let's change it. Let's change the name. Let's change the mascot. Thank you.